Rev up your engines!
If you like any of these cars, you better hurry up and buy them, because after 2019, they're not going to be making these models anymore. The first one is the Audi A3 Cabriolet. They're getting rid of their convertible. You know what I said to that? Good riddance. They were horrible cars anyways. Endless money pits. And the next one they're not going to be making in 2020 is the BMW 3 Gran Turismo. It didn't know if it was half wagon, half car, what it was, but now it's fully gone. They're not going to be making them anymore. And you can also say goodbye to the Buick Cascada. Although Buick doesn't have a relationship with Opel anymore, they were still making the cars for them, Opel, for a while, but now they're not anymore. So goodbye, Cascadia, and I suppose most people never even heard of them. And along with that, you can say goodbye to the Buick LaCrosse. It's just another Buick to go down under the waves. Realize that GM took Buick over ages ago. There's really no difference between the Buicks and GMs for decades. I mean, they were the same cars that GM made. It's just the end of a name that really didn't even mean anything anymore. You can also say goodbye to the Chevy Cruze. And you know what I say? Good riddance. I had a customer with one of those. He had a picture of Mickey Mouse in the back window. I said, why do you have that? He said, because it's a Mickey Mouse car and GM will never fix anything that I need fixed on it, so I'm showing everybody that this is a Mickey Mouse car. Well, goodbye, Mickey Mouse. You can also say goodbye to the Chevy Volt. Everybody's saying, hey, you know, they're going towards electrification. Well, I guess GM's going in the other direction. The Volts are never that big of a seller to begin with, and GM is just saying goodbye to the Volt. They're not making them anymore. And Ford's getting rid of the Ford Taurus. They brought it, they took it away, they brought it, now they're taking it away again, but that's really no surprise because Ford's pretty much getting out of the car business and getting into SUV and truck business only, so that's no surprise either. Also say goodbye to the Jaguar XJ. They've had a model since '68, but really isn't that big of a surprise. I mean, totally they produced like 120,000 of them over the production runs, but now they're barely selling 1,000 of them a month, so Nissan's stopping the productions of the 370Z Roadster too. Nissan was the first one to make a really affordable sports car that held up decades ago, but I guess the sports car business isn't what it used to be for them. Nissan is also getting rid of their Titan diesel. You know, they were bragging about, hey, you can get this Cummins turbo diesel now in a Nissan pickup truck. Well, for a limited time only, because they're not going to be making them anymore with those diesel engines. You can also say goodbye to the smart car. Not such a smart idea after all. At least the United States and Canada, they're pulling out. Their sales were abysmal anyways, and those tiny little cars, they certainly, if they made any profit, made a tiny little profit in the United States and Canada, so they're pulling out. Now, if you ask me, that's the first smart move they've made. So that's it for the bigger names that they're not making after 2019. Who knows what the future will bring? I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that go to the guillotine as time goes on. Isaac Campos says, thoughts on a 2015 and up Subaru WRX. They're fun to drive. They're zippy cars. There's no arguing that. They had that old-style boxer engine, notorious for blowing head gaskets, and if you buy one with an automatic transmission and you drive it hard, you'll burn the transmission out because they're weak. If you are talking about buying a used one, don't ever buy a used WRX without having a guy like me check it out with his fancy scan computer, because we can see if there's problems and we can listen with our ears to see how the engine and the transmission sounds. Don't ever buy one of those without having a mechanic check it out if you're buying them used. I've had customers buy them used and they were fine, but I've had customers buy them used and then they put the cart before the horse and had me check it out after they already bought it. And I said, did you buy this? They said, yeah. I said, you know, you're putting the cart before the horse. It's backwards. You shouldn't have bought it because of this, this, and this. And then they kicked themselves for not having me check it out first. Preetham HS says, are BMWs still money pits if I drive only on highways? Well, of course, the newer ones, they're money pits, yes. But realize the actual formula. If you are driving down a highway, say 65 miles an hour, that wear is equivalent to 1/10 of stop-and-go city driving. So if you drove 100,000 miles going 65 miles an hour, that'd be like putting 10,000 city miles on a car. And even the BMWs don't fall apart that fast. If you do a lot of highway driving, it is going to last longer. I mean, eventually it's a BMW, it'll turn into a money pit. And a lot of that isn't the mileage, it's the age. Because they have all this plastic crap under the hood, and it just cracks over time. It ages, and then you got to buy new stuff because everything's cracking on it. So a lot of that isn't even a mileage. It's just the old age, the plastic gets old and it cracks because they use cheap plastic. And everybody who knows about cars knows BMW uses some of the cheapest plastics on the planet. Garrett Research says, Scotty, what's a decent truck for $3,000? Well, you're going to have to look long and far to find a decent one for $3,000. People like trucks, they keep the good ones, or they get rid of the old ones when they have a lot of miles on them, they're worn out, and you don't really want them. If you can find any Toyota Tacomas where the frames aren't rotten for $3,000, go ahead and buy it, regardless of the mileage, unless it's like 500,000 miles or something. You'd have better luck looking at like Ford Ranger pickup trucks, or the Mazdas that were just Ford Ranger pickup trucks. They have a lower resale value, but they can still be a decent truck for $3,000. You never know. You got to look around. You can have a hard time finding a Toyota Tacoma in that range because people always want money for them because they're so popular and everybody knows they last. And they cost more when they're new, too, since they hold their value, the Rangers don't hold them as well, and they can still be a decent truck, and you can find them for $3,000 or less. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.